Hi everybody, long time no see. You know what? Interesting. It is interesting how the games still they are the publishers are doing the mythology games, and because of those are, old-fashioned gods. They say gods, but not superheroes. But anyway, so this review about the Age of Mythology. So, Age of Mythology Retold. I was playing it on PlayStation. Just joking. Of course, there's no on PlayStation. I was working on PC. And if there's something I've learned about Age of Empire fans over the last few years, they're the happiest when I'm playing the classics. Despite the decent reception to the series, most recent entry, the almost 25-year-old Empire 2, still has a ludicrously healthy online player base. And the fact it still receives regular updates and DLCs is testament to following the golden age of RTS has. Age of Mythology Retold looks to continue this trend, remaining the franchise's weirdest entry to suit the modern palette. And boy, does it deliver. As the name suggests, rather than drawing from the history, great wars, and conquest for its subject matter, mythology focuses on the legendary sagas of the Greeks, Egyptians, and Norse. While the same rules and the rest of the series apply, mythology incorporates many new aspects such as god powers, hero units, and beasts drawn from the storybooks. Each civilization is made up of major gods who each have their own unique abilities, units, and technologies. Age up and you choose a minor god to unlock further new units and powers to utilize your advantage. Follow Zeus, for example, and unlock a lightning bolt that defeats most enemies instantly. Be Hera and your fourth minor god call upon an entire thunderstorm to lay waste to base of the enemies. While utilizing god powers is one of the first areas you'll notice a massive difference between Retold and the original mythology. Instead of being one use, player can use a favor. Mythology unique resource usually reserved for purchasing myth units to reuse power as often as they like. This is also the player interested more skeptical of all. Many of the powers are purposely overpowered, but I was pleased to find them that the amount of favor required to reuse power is almost universally high, and it all increases with the every use. Rather than negatively affect the game's strategic elements, I found that forcing me to think about whenever I wanted to create a bigger army of Cyclops or save for a destructive asteroid added to an extra layer of the challenge. Speaking of the challenge, I love how difficult Retold can be. Currently combining both the base game and the Titans expansion, there are around 50 campaigns levels currently on an offer, and playing missions on the Titan level and some of the toughest experience I've had in the franchise. Enemy AI has had a vast improvement, and I often found myself surprised at the tactics that would be employed against me. To help combat any swings in difficulty, Retold includes a few new features that can help define what separates them from a typical remake. In particular, similar to Age of Empires 4, Retold includes optional villager queues on both PC and Xbox, and I was skeptical at first. At the seasoned desktop Empires player, the idea of letting the computer control my villages wasn't me an unnecessary thought, but I soon found that things got though. I started to feel comfortable letting things play on themselves back at the base while I was concentrating on the battle of the hand. Of course, the PC version now also includes controller input, and while I did give it a go, finding it surprisingly intuitive, I don't think I'm quite ready to put my keyboard and mouse aside just yet. Retold real test, of course, will come when the game fully launches and multiplayer's match take off. Especially as the game, built on the same engine as the Age of Empire 3 Definitive Edition, still has those horrible build limits in place. It's easily worth of the part game, especially coming from a player versus player fun. Those who strategically usually involves clearing building placement. So being limited, for example, on how many houses I can build, is just frustration. I'll just have to get used to it again. And luckily, I'm having so much fun with the revisiting Age of Mythology that I can easily overlook the game's few aging quirks. It's just so well balanced. Create an army leveling too heavy on the myth units and watch this enemy quirky decimate your troops, use your god powers to soon and find yourself quickly overrun by surprise attacks. Unlike the other Age of Empire titles, Retold is packed full of nuance, so unique that game is hard, not immediately fall in love, with this endless character. The game looks and sounds fresh too, all while retaining its signature style. Character models looks fantastic, having been rebuilt ground up, complete with the new animations and re-recalled voice lines. The amount of the work that gone into the Retold's visual refinement is best exampled by trying out the game's new close-up zoom function, which allows you to get right up both the actions and the game new beautiful character designs. I also allow the new orchestral sweeping soundtrack, which perfectly complements Retold's setting. I do however think the game visual will be area which splits opinions the most. Does it look like a modern game? Well, absolutely not, but without this have been Age of Mythology if it didn't have its eye-popping, bright, bleed, and almost cartoonish character designs. It all goes hand in hand with the game overall. Over-the-top theming, fantastical, frantic, and most of all, fun. But what perhaps most exciting in Retold is what the future could possibly hold. The recently tested roadmap already confirms more content in its own way with the game launching with the new Freyr God Pack. It's clear that developers have big plans for the game going forward. 2 new modes are also promised, with the Freyr pack already teasing mythical battles similar to historic battles in Age of Empires 3, and challenge-based mode called Area of the Gods also on the horizon. So Age of Mythology, this is the interesting game. May have been risked some 20 years ago, but remaining it has no-brainer. Retold feels familiar but fresh, and the challenges may feel like they only improve one of the franchise's best entries. This is the series it most have all fun, with so much to look forward to, and also so much potential. It could be exactly what the real-time strategy genre needs to get its much indeed renaissance. Yeah, so Age of Mythology may be in a risk some 20 years ago, but remaking it was a non-brainer. Retold finds familiar but fresh, and the change made all feel like they only improve one of the franchise's best entries. As I said before, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.